YouTube Wardog message over. Welcome back, guys, girls, and everybody else to the third mission of the Canadian campaign in Combat Mission Shock Force 2. This one is called Red Barricades. The situation is it's 07:15 on June 22nd, 2008 in the northwestern sector of Tall Tamir. Civilians report that there are a small but determined group of Fedayeen fighters under the command of a hard-bitten commander named Zubramowy are holed up in this enclave. 13th Platoon from E Company has been assigned the task of eliminating this pocket of resistance before Zubramowy's actions are able to inspire other potential insurgents from rising up. The mission is to perform a sweep of the enclave by touching the marked locations, objectives red, green, blue and white. To prevent further uprisings, it is imperative that you locate and kill Zubramowy, destroy the AA platform and the barricades. Friendly forces, starting force 13th Platoon E Company Mechanized Rifles, 2 Troop F Squadron of Armour and a Pioneer section from A Company of the Support Company. Fire support from 1 section of 60mm mortars and 1 platoon of 81mm mortars. There are no air assets available in this mission due to the presence of AA platforms active in the area. A short while ago, a helicopter flying in support of operations around the bridge was shot down by an AA platform in the northwestern section of Tall Tamir. Recce units sent to investigate a report that the roads have been barricaded with some cars. There are also reports that the barricades have been mined. The barricades will most likely be booby-trapped with IEDs and so should be approached carefully. The Al-Fayumi road is very likely to be heavily booby-trapped and mined as well, so that approach should be avoided. Rules of engagement open. Civilians were tipped off that a fight was brewing and have fled the area. Now, something that I want to point out before we get into the game. Again, I've said this a couple of times before. I have done the first 3 missions of the Canadian campaign before, and I have started the 4th, so this isn't a new mission to me. But something that is new is I didn't look at the points values the first time I did this. I focused very strongly on touching the touch objectives, which are worth a combined total of 50 points out of 200. Zubramowy himself is worth half, and then the AA weapon is worth another quarter. So that, I think, is going to change how I approach things. We're going to take a look at the tactical map here. It's a very small map and it's only a 50-minute mission timer. We're going to start in this corner. The objectives for touching are along here. But, you know, enemy forces could be anywhere. So let's get in here and take a look at the map. Now, they said the Al-Fayumi road is likely to be mined and should be avoided. That's this road around the outside. However, the first time that I completed this mission. The first time I completed this mission, I pushed directly into the town, down to this sort of angle, and then it got really messy as I pushed through all of this. I think. And that's because I was focusing on the touch objectives, because I hadn't looked at the points values. Now, I don't remember exactly where Zubramowy is, and it's possible that he actually changes locations each time the mission boots up. But it's probably safe to assume he's not in the front section of the town. He's going to be at the back somewhere. So looking at this, I think I'm going to take a different approach this time around than I did last time. I don't care about the touch objectives. If I can eliminate Zubramowy, we've probably won. And if I can eliminate Zubramowy and the AA platform, I've definitely won, whether I touch these or not. So how do we want to go about this? Well, it tells us to avoid the Al-Fayumi road, which is here. And this might be part of the Al-Fayumi road. But I think it's definitely safe to assume that the bit that's got the name on is probably dangerous. So, what forces have we got available? We've got some LAVs, we've got a couple of tanks, and we have got infantry from 13th Platoon. I think what I want to do is get to the back as quickly as possible. Not necessarily too quickly, but as quickly as I can. And I can't go down this road. I'm also going to try my best to avoid this double road. But I think what we're going to do is push in here, go down this narrow street here, turn up the... That's really hard to read. The Abu Hamed Road? Yeah, Abu Hamed Road. Push to this area where the playground is. Swing right onto the Al-Sahar Road on the outside. And then push up the Al-Sahar Road towards Objective Blue. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Objective Blue is passable or not. Hopefully it is, or hopefully at the very least we can destroy it. If we can't... Well, if we can't destroy it, then that does kind of mix things up a little bit. I'll probably have to push infantry back this way and bring the vehicles up here instead through Objective Green and Objective White. But hopefully we can push through Objective Blue and get around into the back section of the town here. I think if we can get up here and use this sort of crossroads as a base of fire, we can comb this back area for Alpha Yumi. And I would also say that the AA vehicle is probably back there as well. It was the first time I played. The first time I played it was back in here, I think. But if it's a vehicle, it just makes more sense that it has a bit more open ground. If it comes into these streets, they are navigable, but there's not a lot of room to maneuver. So that's going to be the plan. How do I want to execute it? Well, McWilliams is a poor leader. Whitman's not fantastic. Hubbard here, Master Corporal Hubbard, looks like he's the best one. Right. Also, what am I assuming is safe? Well, every building that can see the deployment zone should be safe, because that would be ridiculously unfair. Which means that most likely most of the street here is safe, or the buildings on it at least, and probably the upper floors of these buildings as well. Once we start going down this street, not so much. Okay, we are going to move one LAV over here. We're going to dismount one section. We are going to split one section into two teams. And Corporal Casson's first orders will be to sprint across this street. And I want him to occupy this building, then he's going to get into a firefight with anybody on the other side of it. It's safe to assume the second floor of that is clear because it can see the deployment zone. Technically this can see part of the deployment zone, so it's probably clear, but I guess we don't know it is. Either way, no. We have Master Corporal Whitman back here who can provide cover down that street. We'll move Corporal Casson down to here. I'll keep Master Corporal Whitman at that end until he is ready. The machine gun team here under Lieutenant De Roche, we will put in here and point him down. Well, I wanted to point him down that way. Maybe if we do that, they'll all be on the right end of the building. Captain Captain Curling is in command. I think we will put Captain Curling, we'll let him stay in his LAV for now. And the mortar under Guardsman, is that Guardsman Sailor? Yes, it is. The mortar under Guardsman Sailor we will put into this space, face them that way. Deploy the weapon. Can you deploy the weapon, please? Have you deployed it? It looks like you have. Okay. We do have two section of second platoon of the Pioneers. Unfortunately, 2 of them are injured, but 4 of them are not. And I think that's the only Pioneers we've got. They've got 4 demo charges between them. So, rather than having my infantry sitting in vehicles, potentially going to get hit, I'm going to dismount them and put them in different places. Section we will leave over on this corner. They are really bunched up, so I'm going to split them into 2 different teams. 1 team on that corner, 1 team on that corner, and then 3 section. Who's this? The Mortar Platoon HQ, Captain Leatherwood. Okay. Park the Jeep there, and we'll put Captain Leatherwood inside of this building, but we'll face him this way so he's at this side of it. Captain Curling's LAV here I will put on this road. I do plan on trying to use the armour, and I doubt the enemy's going to manoeuvre against our rear, but just in case they do, we're going to keep 3 sections infantry carrier here, and we're going to say you are basically responsible for anything coming out of there. Okay, we have only got 50 minutes, but I think we're ready. I have only given move orders to 1 section's B team, but we're going to be moving down a very narrow street, so I think that's fine. We'll see how they do. I am going to skip through it because it's the beginning. Okay, they more or less got to the end of the street. Which pretty much tells us that all of these buildings here have to be clear. Otherwise they'd have engaged us. Right. Let's have you guys walk up to there, sprint across there, and then jog up towards these chaps. Now, do we want to jump into this building to get around this corner? Or do we want to limit the amount of buildings we're exposed to by jumping into this one? I think we probably do. So let's head you around this way. And just in case, because I'm pretty sure that the way that people that have IED triggers work is some of the time at least. I don't think they are necessarily combatants, so they might not be shooting at us if they're in these buildings. So I'm going to do a quick 10-second pause there. I reckon that's probably going to take them the better part of a minute, but because we've only got 50 minutes on the timer, I'm going to tell them to rush into here and face that way. I'm then going to break 3 section into 2 pieces. Why don't they have contact with their platoon HQ? Where is your platoon HQ? He's back there. He's right there. Don't be a lunatic. Right. We will move Master Corporal Hubbard over there. And we'll have Corporal Galloway. Let's take a leisurely stroll down that way. Come here. And I think I would like to have the infantry carrier sort of rush across that way now. It really shouldn't be exposed to too much. It may well be exposed to the second floor of that building. Over the top of the houses, I'm not sure. But I think it will be okay if we just sort of creep it forward. I don't want to creep it there because then there's a gap. I want it to have the house as cover, but I do want it in close support of the infantry. Okay, let's see how this one goes. That's where I wanted it to stop. And they're going to wait for another 4 seconds, so they're not going to get into this building on the end of this turn, which is unfortunate. This is safe. We know the second. We're pretty sure the second floor of this is safe. The ground floor we'll know when we're in here because they should engage us if they are. This building on the corner we'll know when we're in here. Probably this bit, and probably the second floor of this bit we will know are safe. So if you guys wait for 10 seconds. And then, in fact no, let's make that a bit longer. Wait for 20. See if these ground floors shoot at the other part of the team. Then sprint across to here and face that way. That should tell us if there is a threat in this building and the second floor of this one. Have you guys come down here. And your second team can move across to here. Now, where is your associated infantry carrier? That's 2 section, which is apparently backing up 1 section. I don't know why that's that way around. Oh, I see, because one infantry section carrier is the command carrier. So if you are 3 section, then your LAV is the 4th one. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. However, the 4th one's not in an ideal position, so we're going to roll the 3rd one over here. Tell us if most of this is clear. We're almost guaranteed to get into some kind of firefight down this street. Like, that's practically guaranteed. There's got to be somebody in that building over there. So, let's have you guys come out to... There are doors on the back side, there's also a door on the front side. So you guys come out to here, and sprint across into this gap, then into here, into here, upstairs to here, and I would like you to look that way. I would also like you to not engage anything outside of 20 meters if you can avoid doing so. Okay, here we go. Keep spotting a vehicle up at objective green, but and there's a vehicle there. Still nothing. Now, if we move into this building, we should know whether or not these two are clear. Probably even this one as well, which it likely isn't. Have these guys rush over to here. I'll have them face that way because it should put them up against that wall so they're the furthest from the exposed point. And then we'll say through into here. Again, we're going to say face that way. Then through into the ground floor of here and face that way. How long do I reckon that'll take them? That sprinting might take them 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And coming through here, they're going to stop there. That's going to add another 5 seconds or so. Jog into there, that's 10, that's 15. Wait, 5, 20. Jog into there. It's probably going to take them the better part of the minute to do that, to be fair. So I think if we say to these guys, you wait for 45 seconds and then dart across the road into there and face that way, you should get there about the same time. Meanwhile, going to have the Pioneer team come in here separately, or rather third, not separately. There's nothing to do with being separate, Tom. So moving into this building and this building should tell us whether or not this one and this one are clear. That'll do. See how this goes. Oh, they got across there a lot quicker than I thought they would. They're already into that building now. Those four were a lot slower than I thought they'd be. Okay, there's two vehicles there. Okay, these guys haven't been shot at yet, which I don't know if... Can they see that building? Yeah, they can. They can also see that one. So that probably means that this cluster of buildings is clear. I don't like that there's vehicles here. I don't know if they're just supposed to simulate a roadblock or whether they're in some way a VB IED. However, next. I mean, I did want to use this road here, but I don't know if we're going to be able to if there's going to be a vehicle roadblock here. Are you guys up there? Yes, you are. Let's call in. These are the same mortars that we used in Mission 2 because they're still on 157. That means the other battery dropped half, 100 shells in that end bit. Let's go for a point target here on this building. Yep. We'll say use two mortars. We'll make it a light barrage and we'll make it a quick barrage.
Fire mission over.
I didn't actually look how long it'd take to call in, but I'm assuming it's still 1 minute. Okay. We're about at the half-hour mark, so I'll figure out how we're going to approach the next section of buildings in the next part. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are still watching the combat mission videos, I really do appreciate you. Please do comment, like and subscribe if you wish. It really does help more people find the videos, which in turn makes me want to do them more, although I'm still enjoying what I'm doing. Much love. Thank you very much for watching this far. I hope you're enjoying. I'll see you on the next one, which will be part 2 of Red Barricades, I believe was the mission name. Can I check that? If I go to briefing? Yes, Red Barricades. So yeah, I'll see you on part 2 of Red Barricades, guys. Thank you very much for watching. For the time being, it's going to be War Dog. Out.